dice are thrown, one yellow and one white. Let Y be the uppermost number on the yellow die and W be the uppermost number on the white die. So all I've done is the yellow is from 1 to 6, the white is from 1 to 6, and I've just written out all the outcomes inside the boxes. Okay, so we'll refer to those for the questions. Starting from A, it says find probability of Y, the yellow, equaling to white. Just pick out the outcomes, and this one's really obvious because you can see these ones. The yellow equals to the white, they have the same outcome. And you can see it's 6 out of 36, so you simplify it to 1 over 6. Find the probability of sum of Y and W. So when you add up the yellow outcome to the white outcome, we get 7. And I found that these ones here, they add up to 7. So it's simply going to be 6 out of 36, which is simplified to 1 on 6. Find the probability that yellow is less than white minus 2. So when I subtract 2 from white, I want it to be still greater than yellow. Find the outcomes. What I found were these ones here. When I subtract 2 from 6, I get 4. And the only numbers of yellow that less than 4 are 3, 2, and 1. And I look at the same outcomes for 5. When I subtract 2 from 5, I get 3. And then the numbers that are less than 3 are just 2 and 1. So it's only these two. And it's this one as well. So you can apply the same way. And you can check for other numbers. You'll find that only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these are the outcomes that satisfy this one. So it's just 6 over 36, which is 1 on 6. Find the probability that the absolute value of yellow minus W, or white, is greater or equal to 2. So the reason why they have the absolute value there is because they just want you to find the difference. So even if yellow is smaller, the difference will always be positive. So even if it's 2 and 4 or 4 and 2, the difference is the same too. So that's why we have the absolute value there. But it's just asking you to find the difference that make greater or equal to 2. Find the difference for all of these numbers and pick out the ones that are greater or equal to 2. And I found that it's these numbers on the two corners that make it greater than 2. Because the ones in the middle here, the difference is just 1 or 0. So I know that the rest of them are the ones that will make 2 or greater. And count them up, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there's another 10 over here, so it's 20 out of 36, which is simplified to 5 on 9. The probability that the smaller number is 5. Now, I want the smaller number to be 5, so we look at this column here and this row here that has 5. But this was easy. 5 is the second greatest number, and the only number that's greater than 5 is 6. So it must be just these two. And in these two outcomes, in these two boxes, 5 is a smaller number. So therefore, it's just 2 out of 36, which is 1 on 18. I want to find the probability that when I add yellow and white, it's not equal to 5. So I must pick out the numbers that are not equal to 5. I can see that these 4 numbers, 1, 4, and 2, and 3, they add up to 5. So I'm going to exclude those numbers, and the rest of them, which is 36 minus 4, so it's 32 out of 36, is the probability that it's not equal to 5. So it's simplified to 8 on 9. Probability that at least one of Y and W is greater than 4. So at least one of them or both of them are greater than 4. Both can be greater, or just one of them can be greater. I found that all of these are greater than 4. One of them or both of them are greater than 4. So it's going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 12 plus 8, which is 20 out of 36, which is simplified to 5 on 9. Probability that only one of yellow and white is greater than 4. So in the previous question it says at least, which means both of them can be greater than 4. But in this question, I only one of them to be greater than 4. So it's going to be a lot less. It's only going to be these ones, excluding these ones. We're not going to include these because you can see for these ones, both of them are greater than 4. But I don't want both to be greater than 4. I only want one of them. So it's simply going to be 16. If you count them up, you get 16. So 16 out of 36. Which is 4 on 9. Question 3. 2 normal dice are thrown and the sum of the two uppermost spaces is noted. So this time we're specifically going to look at the sum. So again, that's my table, and I'm going to fill it up by adding out the outcomes. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, etc. I'm just adding out the outcomes. These are the outcomes that I have. Find the probability that the sum is 8. Well, you can see that these ones, the sum is 8. It's just there for you. So you can see that that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. so 5 out of 36. And we can't simplify that any further, so that's the answer. Find the probability that the sum is even. Even numbers, all of these ones, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and 12. Count them up, which is going to be half. Find the probability that the sum is less than or equal to 8. So anything that's 8 or less than. It's all of these numbers, excluding 9, 10, 11, and 12. So count them up, and you'll see that that's 26. So simplify to 13 over 18. Probability that the sum is more than 8. So it's the ones that I've excluded in the previous question. So all of these ones starting from 9. So count them up, you get 10. So 10 out of 36, simplify it to 5 on 18. Probability that the sum is not 8. So it's anything but this part here. So anything else except for the ones that have 8. So count them up, and you'll see that that's 31 over 36, and you can't simplify that any further, so that's the answer. Okay, so how easy is that, guys? Dice questions are very easy. You can make silly mistakes by not picking out the right outcomes or missing some of them. Please draw up a table, and then it will help you so much more. Okay, so that was dice questions.